Hey everybody, it's Lisa and I am the owner of a small batched concentrated skincare brand called Peaches Skincare. We also have salons in the United States. I have been a holistic master esthetician for almost 41 years and I teach men and women around the world how to have beautiful, healthy skin without needles, procedures, or pills. I wear no foundation or concealer in these videos and I use no lighting, and I am 59 years old. So anything you see is me, real, no needles, no nothing done to my face. And today we are going to talk about the under eyes. I think just about every day I hear from someone somewhere about their under eye area. And I think it's because when our under eyes feel puffy, if we're having allergies, if we have some dark circles, we just feel tired or we look tired. And inevitably, once in our life, someone has said to us, and I don't know why they do, wow, you look really tired today. And I always think to myself, why would someone say something like that? So let's talk eyes. Eyes are such a great insight to how we're feeling, how our body is, if we've had too much salt, if we've had too much alcohol, if we haven't eaten properly. So always take that under, in mind when you're trying to heal your eyes. So starting off, I'm just going to tell you how, and I've had a couple cosmetic surgeons through the years tell me this, that I work with, that refer to me. They'll say, you know, Lisa, sometimes I'll just tell someone, go home and for a month, take an antihistamine. You know, and I love the one from Costco, and it can really be that simple, especially with everything blooming and in the spring and different floral and fauna, depending on where you live. So start off just maybe an antihistamine. Just try it, see if that helps to bring down any swelling. A lot of times there's a lot of blood under your eyes, and so that's why you can see some dark circles. You've got to kind of get everything moving. I always tell new clients, think of it as a traffic jam. The same with capillaries. Everything is so clogged up, and if you can just get everything moving along, the blood will start flowing and it won't essentially sit in one place. So that's my first hint. The next hint is baking soda, and I'm actually going to show you a little video of that right now. You would take a little baking soda. Now, I happen to really love, I think it's Bob's Red Mill. I like their baking soda. It's a nice baking soda. We're getting to learn about aluminums and things. I've always known about that. I don't like to use foil and things like that. However, watch this video, and what I do is I take a little baking soda, I add some water to it, and I make a paste. And just for about 5 to 10 seconds, I'm going to gently work it under my eye. Just very gently. And then you're going to rinse it off. Don't be afraid of doing this. It is a wonderful way that acts like microdermabrasion for my clients around the world who can't get in to my salons or a salon where they do real microdermabrasion with crystals. If they're using a tip or a diamond tip, or they tell you crystals are old school, that is because it's very expensive to do traditional microdermabrasion. I don't believe in microdermabrasion creams or any microdermabrasion at home kits. They can cause superficial tears that can create a space for bacteria and fungus. But baking soda is really a wonderful way to just get that little bit of microdermabrasion and remove what you hear me talk about all the time, decades of cumulative damage. Now, I wouldn't do it more than maybe once a week. See how your skin likes it. Another thing that I think is incredibly helpful, and all of my clients do it, is taking black castor oil. Now, castor oil is a lipid. It is an antioxidant. It is thick, but your skin drinks it in. And black castor oil can smell very smoky when it's pure. We get our castor oil from India. We source it from India. Jamaica has wonderful castor oil. Africa has wonderful castor oil. What I have found is that many castor oil companies are adding peanut oil because it makes it a little thinner and it's cheaper, but that just ruins the whole chemistry of the castor oil. So you want to be very mindful, and I have a whole video on castor oil if you want to go over and look at it. When you become a peach, in the beginning, I have you put a light layer of castor oil using your ring fingers under your eyes and over your eyes at bedtime. And if you're a peach, your mask is already on your face. This is purely around your eyes. It is amazing what castor oil can do during the night when the skin is changing and the body's healing itself and having cell turnover. Castor oil is a brilliant and incredible way to get your eyes a little tighter. Here's another thing. When your skin is healthy and you are on an exceptional routine, yes, Peach's skincare, but seriously, just an exceptional routine, your skin that is typically very swollen and irritated will adhere to the muscle more and lift. So castor oil is another wonderful tip. I'm going to show you another little video here. This is me doing a neti pot. When I am consistent with my neti pot, the left side of my face where I carry a ton of congestion, in fact, we live on an island, incredible floral and fauna, and when I first moved here especially, I just drained on this side. And I'll bet as I'm saying that, a lot of you think, oh my gosh, I drained on one side as well. But I just drained on that side. And I'll show you a little gua sha at the end of this video. What I find is when I do a neti pot consistently, it really takes down the swelling that is typically on this eye only. It is amazing. I know the video might be a little TMI, too much information. Hopefully it doesn't seem gross to you, but a neti pot can be wonderful for allergies, for cleaning out those sinus areas, and just really getting some lymphatic drainage. The next thing that I really think is important is getting your Peach's facial oil. Some of you have written and said, well, grapeseed oil's in your oil, so I'm just using pure grapeseed oil. The problem with that is we don't always know what they're adding to the oils. And the Peach's oil is a wonderful, well-rounded oil of olive oil, bergamot, vitamin E, grapeseed oil, and it is wonderful for your skin. And believe it or not, you would take your gua sha, and these are the moves that you would make. Now, I might look a little swollen afterwards because it's really getting into that lymph node, cleaning it out, and it's kind of going to release pressure, which will make that eye area swell a little bit, and then it's going to go down over the next few minutes. So you would take your gua sha, mine looks kind of like an odd little heart, and you'll be really strong, but keep it flat and just move it from the inner eye all the way out and down. And this is an area that drains everything. In fact, just doing that little bit, I can feel my nasal passages draining into my throat. So again, you would do this, I would say I do this in front of the television maybe 5 times. In the morning, I will do it with my gua sha. You can also use your finger and just move down like so. The point is, don't be afraid to be strong. You can also go in. As long as you hold your eye here, you can go in with your eye and down, in with your eye and down. And again, let me show you that. Working that eye area. Another thing is when you lift your eyebrow, it's going to really help everything drain and lift up that muscle that's near the eye. If you're a Peach, you know that we have 42 muscles in our face and 43 with our neck. So I would take my eyebrow, I'd really hold it tight, I'd take a minute, and I would just pull all the way up to my hairline. With gua sha, you want to finish with any drainage, just like so. So gua sha and draining that area can be such a huge factor in keeping that swelling down and getting the blood flowing. The other thing is using eye cream. When I first came on the beauty channels, I did my investigative work to see what everyone was talking about. How much knowledge do these people have? And I was so amazed that people with no practical knowledge of skin were teaching you about skin. Or people, they work very hard, but they had done things to their face, were telling you that this product or that product worked. And yet so many of them were saying, oh, you don't need eye cream. And I thought, wait a minute, what did she just say? You don't need eye cream? Eye cream is made specifically for the eye area. And there are different elements. And the funny part is, as I'm talking to you, I realize I forgot my eye cream bottle. You always want to put it on, and John will put it over here to the side, Peach's eye cream, with your ring fingers. They are the weakest. And I'll just pat around. You do not go on your eyelid because of the crease. You can create a space for fungus and bacteria to activate. You want elements of squalene. Squalene is an incredible antioxidant, and although I'm a pro-ager, it is an amazing anti-aging ingredient. Reishi mushroom, another wonderful element that gets blood flowing, helps with blood vessels. You want to have vitamin K. Vitamin K helps with blood vessels. They use it on stretch marks. It is an amazing way to get the skin under the eye to almost breathe more or have oxygen added to it. So these elements in your skincare or in your eye cream are specifically made for the eye area. You do not have to suffer with your eye area. I can tell you, I would rather you tried a holistic, well-rounded approach before going in and cutting your eye. I would say, Ken always hates when I use percentages, but 95% of the women that I have helped around the world, and the ones that send me videos or send me messages or I get to see in person, are so disappointed in the surgery that they had. So instead of doing something invasive, and if that's what you choose to do, I support you, let's try to do this holistically. So, neti pot, baking soda, eye cream, facial yoga, black castor oil, and antihistamine, and really being consistent with your eye care. I hope I've encouraged you. I hope you will like and subscribe to this video, and I hope I've helped all of you to uncover your true confidence.